new culture in City Hall in that regard. Fraser, tell us about your company and tell us from an HR perspective. You gave me a story about the initial reaction when you told your employees in Cary that they were going to move to downtown and how that evolved over time.
I guess, well, we ran a rather circular route. We left downtown back, I guess, about 8 years ago. We were pretty close to where we are now. We were in the professional building, and I sort of outgrew that, moved down to Pilot Mill area, which was just on the outskirts of downtown near Logan's and down that way. And we bought another newspaper company. We grew, and they didn't want to give us that much floor space in the one building, so we had to move out. Worked with Highwoods, very good management company. I will give them props all day long. But moved out to Citus Court, had a nice building, 40,000 square feet, plenty of space to move, plenty of parking, and it was out at Capitol Center between Raleigh and Cary. We loved it. We lived there for 7 years, and then it came time to renegotiate or look at our lease and that kind of thing. And the News and Observer, see, I work for McClatchy Company, the parent company of the News and Observer. They owned the Martin building that was a vacant building sort of adjacent to their property that we looked at to possibly renovate and move in there or sell. And I won't comment on any of the pending sales on the News Observer property. I've been asked.
Darn, I was going to try to.
Sorry.
I was trying to push him to get him some news, and
so it wasn't quite big enough, but the economics worked out such that we could add an addition to the side and move downtown. So it was great. You know, I was very excited about moving downtown. The staff was a little bit antsy. You know, about half the staff was still there from the downtown days, and you know, it wasn't all that. Downtown wasn't all that back then. So, so during the process, a few people left. Retention was tough. We're a technology company. Technology is hot in the area. And when you have people like Red Hat and Citrix doing these big things, and no offense, but Citrix was fondly termed the Death Star, you know, term of endearment.
let the competition begin.
No, but it turned out right, because we were losing a lot of people. Because if you're in the newspaper business, you're not in there to get rich. You're in there for the passion, for the mission. And so the challenge was really high on the retention piece. So knowing that we're moving downtown, and there was a lot of challenges there with the employees and the HR side of things, just it's sort of a cultural change. As we were building, I brought people downtown department at a time and let them choose a restaurant where they wanted to go. So I got to sample a lot of restaurants downtown during that time. But as we came downtown, it really opened their eyes to what is downtown and the excitement, the energy downtown. A lot of their friends worked at Citrix, worked at Red Hat and some of the other places downtown. So there was already a tech community really building, a strong one downtown. So, well, we're going to be down where the action is. So the attitude sort of shifted a little bit. There was still a little bit, okay, well, the parking, right? Well, News and Observer has its own parking deck, not an issue. Little lot beside there, not an issue. So the ease of getting in and out was really not a problem. And plus, our employees were all around the triangle, well, all around Raleigh, the outskirts. So coming downtown, you know, it's basically a wagon wheel type approach to downtown. You know, it's not going to really extend anybody's commute, and it's pretty fair for everybody to get downtown. So there really wasn't many challenges getting downtown, other than the folks that always avoided downtown. Oh, there's one-way streets. Oh, Lord, you know, what am I going to do? Now there's not as many one-way streets, and they've learned how to navigate that quite well. But in that transition to downtown, just acclimating them, you know, it's really made a big difference. We've always had a very healthy culture where we are. We work in a very collaborative environment. Office hours are basically a concept. You know, we work, you know, basically around the clock. You know, just to say what we're doing, we're the online arm of McClatchy. So we do all of the digital, you know, internet, everything for McClatchy. And so we're on the growth side of the business, which is good. There's really no deadlines like the traditional newspaper. So everybody's available via web, Google Chats and all kind of video conferencing. So sure, they're in there, and most of them like to come to work. Even though they have the option to work at home remotely, wherever they want to do, they come to work because of the healthy environment that not only that we bring in our company, but the chance to walk outside, go downtown and eat, which is one thing that was missing in our previous spot. You had to get in your car and drive somewhere if you wanted lunch. So it was a big change, but it was one they adapted to very quickly. And as we went through these lunch excursions, as we were in the construction phase, a lot of the restaurants, introduced myself and that kind of thing, and they were very welcoming. And there's like a Clatchy Interactive Wednesdays. We get 20% off at this restaurant on Wednesdays and that kind of thing. I hope everybody else is getting that. So they're very, very
Don't
nice.
mention the restaurant.
No, I will not. I will not. So it's been very good, very good. So I have nothing bad to say. The retention issues are really gone. There are some people that have left. Were recruited by SAS and some other companies that were in the park, and just the small time that they were downtown in our office, they went and they were back within a month. Whenever somebody leaves and goes to one of these companies, we don't refill right away because no one really goes out on bad terms, and probably 3 of the last 4 people that left came back, and 2 of them within 2 weeks. And SAS is a great company. My wife works there, I know. But
So no nicknames for SAS. That's good.
no nicknames for SAS. There are, but that's good. But the whole they don't like being employee number 3,900 and
Right.
such.
Yeah.
We've got 130
Yeah.
people, and there's not a lot of duplication in tasks. So everybody's very important, and they like the autonomy and everything
Yeah.
about it. And downtown's sort of the icing on the
Yeah.
cake.
Sometimes I think as leaders, we play up too much this notion that, in Raleigh we're so collaborative, and we are, but the Austin folks,